I don't know if you guys have seen this. How2Fish Tungsten jigs. Do you guys even use tungsten? Not sure. But I just made these. So these are pretty cool. These are How2Fish jigs. These are 350 grams. And then the moon drops, they're 250 grams. And also, if you guys buy, giving away the hook sharpener here. So comes with hook sharpeners, and then it also comes with assist hooks. So you guys don't need to get those as well. So these are BKK 6/0 hooks. So there you go. This plus the tungsten jig and the hook sharpener. That's what usually comes with the How2Fish Tungsten jigs. And the reason why I made these jigs is, well, number one, tuna were looking at these long jigs. This is like a long swim rider jig. But as the bait got smaller, especially down in San Diego, they started going after like really small jigs. And because tungsten is almost twice the density, these two guys actually almost weigh the same. This guy is actually heavier than the long jig. So that's why I made these jigs. It's so that they can get to the bite zone faster, and they're a lot smaller. And so the tuna go crazy for these guys here. Let's see what else. Yeah, I mean, lead jigs are great. This is another lead jig. You see how big they are? This is like the Muscat Rip Roller. These are popular. The Daiwa SK. These were also popular. But I just got outfished last time when I went out by guys using tungsten. And there's some tungsten jigs out there on the market. I just didn't like their shapes and sizes, so decided to make my own. Let me show you guys the profiles. Give me one sec. So I really like this profile. It almost looks like an Eddie bomb here. Almost looks like an Eddie bomb. So it just like drops straight down. But you can see one side is flat, and the other side there's a bump, and there's some glow stripes as well. So this is 350. It's really good for those days when the current is super strong. And this is 300 grams. Like, you see how much smaller this is? And people also ask me, like, why is tungsten so much more expensive? And it's just because it's a rare earth metal. This is like a rare metal. It's hard to mine. And the melting temperature of tungsten is 3,000 degrees instead of a few hundred degrees for lead. And so you need like special tooling for that. And so that's why it's so much more expensive, but it works. I used to doubt the tungsten jig. So I was like, why would I spend like $85 on a jig? But what I realized was $85 is well spent when you're trying to catch like $1,000 tunas, right? So that's why. So I got this. This is the Tungsten Tiger. I named it after my dad. He actually went on a tuna trip with me earlier this year, and his name is Tiger. And he caught the biggest fish on the boat. There were 30 of us around, and he caught it like 100+ pounder on his first try. So yeah, these are the Tungsten Tigers. They come in the most useful colors down in San Diego. These two work the best. So this is like the cotton candy color here, or they call it the Katy Perry. And then this is like the red glow stripes, which is also really popular. But then I was like, you know what? The 350 grams, that's good for night jigging for tuna. But I also wanted some like daytime action jigs as well. So you can see these are called the moon drops. They are a little thinner profile. You see that? A little thinner profile. And these work great during the day as well. So you can catch uh, yellowfin and bluefin as well as yellowtail, especially when there's a kelp patty. You can chuck these close to the kelp patties and get that strike. So I like these for daytime jigging as well as nighttime jigging when there isn't that much current. So these are like 250 grams, the moon drops. And again, coming in the Katy Perry cotton candy. You can also see some of the rainbow glow there. Those are laser etched on. And then, of course, the popular red UV like glow dots here. So these are the moon drops. Again, they always come with the heavy duty assist hooks as well, because I just surveyed everybody and it seems like everybody hates it that jigs don't come with the hooks and you got to buy them separately. And also, I make sure to include heavy duty split ring. See that it's rated for 320 pounds split ring as well. So these are pretty heavy duty, and you should be able to land like 100+ pound tuna, no problem on these. And if you guys purchase today, hook sharpener, if you guys ever seen one of these, so you basically take the hook and you kind of slide it around here. This is diamond coated so that it sharpens the hook. Okay. Let me see if there's any questions here. Okay. All right. I don't know if you guys ever tuna fished, but man, it's exhilarating. I really liked it. I liked it so much that I was like, I'm going to put some effort in and manufacture these guys. What else? What else can we talk about? The other thing is like these dots are UV glow, so they glow in the dark, which is nice. Mimics some squid type action. But I would say at night, especially for night jigging, the tuna are most sensitive to vibration. And so these guys vibrate like crazy when they're falling down. And same thing with these guys. These guys get down to the bite zone. So, you know, when the captain tells you drop down to 350 feet, these guys get down really quickly. And so you're in that bite zone, probably one of the first ones in that bite zone, and hopefully you get hit. And these are like the best type of colors and profiles, the small profiles that the tuna like. I remember on my first tuna trip, I was using the Daiwa SK jig. I'm sure that you guys are probably familiar with that. And what I really liked about the Daiwa was that it was a small profile until I found out about tungsten jigs. And the tungsten jigs were just out fishing me last time on my most recent trip. So yeah, there you go. That's kind of the story behind why I made How2Fish tungsten lures, and hopefully you guys can get them and benefit from getting more bites than everybody else on the boat. And yeah, by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, my assist hooks, they are facing each other. So the points are facing each other. So again, everything is done to help you guys have a better hookup ratio. You may notice that sometimes you have assist hooks that are tied like this, right? Where the hooks point in the same direction. That's good, but when they are facing opposite of each other, this again maximizes that hookup ratio. So I try to do everything where it's like you guys won't lose that fish. And speaking of not losing the fish, all the tungsten jigs are through wire. So that means it's not just this little eyelet here, just not this little eyelet, but it's the metal goes through the whole bait and comes out the other side, right? So that's through wire, and that allows it to be a stronger jig because you don't want a eyelet to just pop out because it was only a quarter inch deep into the tuna jig. So these are all through wire, made sure during the manufacturing process, and again, it comes with the assist hooks that are opposite facing each other so that you have a higher hookup ratio, and then you can get the jigs with the hook sharpener as well, just as like a little thank you. Um, the other thing I just wanted to point out, so on the packaging, I also worked really hard on the packaging here. There are tips on how to rig the jig. Of course, it comes pre-rigged for you. And it also tells you and shows you actually the kind of action that you're going to get. And all these designs here, I checked it out with my friends and family just to get their opinions on it. I wanted to, use some ancient Chinese techniques here in the drawings. So there you go. And what's really cool here, it's a little subtle, but there is a tiger coming down the mountain, a hungry tiger coming down the mountain to signify that this is the tungsten tiger. So the tungsten tigers are the 350-gram jigs, and then the moon drops are the 250-gram jigs. You can use it night and day, and super nice profile for yellowtail as well as bluefin, yellowfin. Yeah, so that's some of the packaging there that you guys can read further. And I think the other thing to just address is the people are always like, man, tungsten is so expensive. And the reason why it is so expensive is just because, number one, it's hard to find. So it's a rare earth metal. And number two, it's difficult to manufacture. So something like this, you need to heat the metal up 3,000 degrees Celsius in order for it to actually get poured into a mold. So that was something I learned during the manufacturing process. I was like, this should be easy to manufacture. It's like, nope, you need special equipment to manufacture tungsten jigs. And then the other thing is these are actually all hand painted. So at the manufacturing plant, there's some like really awesome artists that hand paint these jigs. And I was like super impressed when I watched that. And if you want to see some of the manufacturing footage, just check out my shorts on my TikTok, on my Instagram, and you'll see the guys actually like airbrushing the lures. So super awesome technique there that they were using. And of course, it all gets heated to make sure that the paint is solid, and hopefully it lasts you guys some seasons here. What I did notice with like my lead jigs, like the Daiwa, my Eddy bombs, is especially with the Eddy bombs, the eyelets, even though they're through wire, so going through the whole jig, after one season, it started to get loose right around here. This is a brand new jig, so it looks fine, but after a few big tuna, I always noticed that the lead jigs and the eyelets started to become loose. And so that is one of kind of like the downfalls of lead jigs is they're a lot cheaper, so they don't last as long versus tungsten, because it is more dense, heavier than lead. It can last several more seasons. And so I have no fears of the eyelets not lasting me through one tuna season. And if you guys know, tuna season is probably this is like around the last month for some evening bites. So get these while you can. I only have limited stock. Like these guys, I only have about 7 left. The Tungsten Tiger, the red glow stripes, seems to be really popular amongst everybody. I only got 4 of these left. 4 of these left. And then, yeah, the rest, these guys, the Cotton Candy Katy Perry. This one, I have 5 left. And then the Katy Perry or Cotton Candy Moondrop. These guys, I got a few more. I think I have around like 8 or 9 of these. So if you want the most popular one, these guys are the ones. I only got 4. So whoever buys them, there you go. These are all limited run. This is the only stock that I have. Just wanted to try it out and see if people like them. When I dropped the first limited drop, it was awesome. Like within the first 25 minutes, I had my first customer, and then it just kept rolling in. And so this is my second drop. I don't know if I'm going to do any more just because I may run out of stock. And so there you go, guys. The Hao2Fish jigs. And of course, again, comes with the heavy duty assist hooks, as well as a free gift, the hook sharpener. All right. Let me see what else. What else do I have? By the way, this was fun. These guys here, I made these myself. And I learned my lesson. Okay, look at how thick this hook is versus the ones that get included with the Hao2Fish jig. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is probably 1.5 times thicker. Yeah, I don't know how to best display this on a camera. You guys probably can't see that clearly, but this was the amateur Hao2Fish with tuna jigging. This is the professional Hao2Fish. Hey, Antonio, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for joining my live. I know Antonio is always on his live, so go check him out. Antonio Vizcaya. By the way, Antonio, I'm going to Monterey this weekend if you want to go fishing. Hopefully trying to catch some squid. So I'm also going to bring these jigs for rock fishing. They work well. I tried them here locally. I tried this one, the Cotton Candy Tungsten Tiger, and went over a school of bluefish, and it was like instant bite. So it not only works for, expensive tuna, it works on rockfish as well. Just be careful not to lose this in the reefs, guys, because that would be an expensive mistake. Yeah, so it works on rockfish. I'm sure I'll get some nice rockfish this weekend in Monterey when I go jig with these lures. I think I'm really excited to jig the Moondrop. I think I'll get a lingcod on it. And then I had one of my buddies, Dylan. He was like, "Hey, you never know. Hopefully, you get a halibut on this moondrop jig. So you never know." I think the halibut season is almost done on the ocean side in Monterey, and so we'll see if I get lucky. Maybe I'll use some of this. Maybe I'll use some squid. Also tip it with some squid here with the assist hooks. I'll probably try a few things, and then you guys will see in the next how to fish video whether the moon drop with some squid tipping works well. And hopefully I get a big 40-inch halibut. Who knows? Yeah, so these guys work on rockfish. Up to you guys to try, but definitely designed for tuna. And yeah, love these colors. I just love the way the rainbow or like the reflection works like that. So they hand painted these really well. I'm very satisfied. And by the way, the shipping is free. So US shipping. Yeah, 6-7. uh yeah, so the shipping in the US is free if you guys order. So make sure you take advantage of that. And it's 2 to 5 day shipping. So if you're in California, most of my customers who ordered these, they got it within 2 days. I just had a customer out in Alaska today, and that'll probably take a few extra days, but usually it's between 2 to 5 days. So it's amazing to see the reception that I've gotten with these jigs, to have people all the way up in Alaska ordering these. We got people trying to order these from British Columbia up in Canada. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully these continue to take off, and I can make more of these, and also new designs, new tungsten designs, so that everybody gets on the big fish. Everybody gets on to the big fish. Also, Azucarada. Thanks for all the likes. Thank you. All right. So there's these guys, and then where's my other one? There you go. That's the last tungsten jig. So there's four in total, 250-gram and 350-gram. Also, I didn't manufacture 300-gram jigs just because there's so many 300-gram jigs out there. And I found that when I was on my last tuna trip, I actually needed something heavier than 300 grams. And so the 350-gram mold is rare. It's like not many people manufacture this weight, and that extra 50 grams is going to help a lot, especially getting down to the bite zone faster, and also not getting battered by the current, because the current can get pretty strong, or the wind gets pretty strong, or the swells. You just need your jig to get down to that bite zone as fast as possible. And so that's why I chose 350 grams. And then these guys are the 250 for daytime. Okay. And then one last reminder, it also comes with a split ring. The split ring attaches to the eyelet, and then you attach the hook to the split ring. That's how it works. The other thing is usually for night jigging, you want a shock leader or a bite leader that's typically made out of 200-pound fluorocarbon. You can get those at tackle stores, and those are there so that the tuna don't mess up your braided line. So if you were to directly put braided line here, the tuna teeth are really sharp, and so when they're fighting it, it can just cut the braided line off like butter. And so you want to make sure that you also get a bite leader as well, usually 200-pound fluoro, because fluoro is more abrasive resistant, and so the teeth of the tuna, uh, you know, don't really get through it. So that's one other pro tip I have for you guys, is make sure you have a bite leader. But more than half the battle is done for you guys when you get the jig and you get the hook, the assist hooks already. I found that was like the most annoying thing when I first started tuna fishing, was like all these jigs came without the heavy duty assist hooks, and so then you had to buy these extra, and there were an extra $10, $15, right? And it just didn't make sense in my head. And so um, I'm including this. And also, I surveyed some people and they wanted the assist hooks to come with. So that's why these come with it. And hook sharpeners to make sure your hooks continue to stay sharp. This is not only just for these assist hooks, you can use them on any hooks, right? So if you have trout lures, if you have bass lures, the hook sharpener also can sharpen those, and they come free when you guys order the How2Fish jig. And yeah, that is about it. I don't know if you guys have any questions. Let me know in the comments. I'm just going to check. All right. So yeah, in the comments I saw Charles. Sorry, Charles, I missed your question there. You asked, can you suggest a jigging setup under 150? A jigging setup, I'm assuming probably under $150. You're most likely um, going to look at the secondhand market. Um, and so, yeah, that's probably your best bet. Secondhand market, $150. I mean, even like a reel for tuna fishing, that's secondhand, will probably cost you 150. I personally myself have a Pen 60N, Pen Fathom 60N. That's good for jigging, and that retails, I think, around 200 something new. And then the jigging rods are also pretty expensive. Like new rods could be up to I would say $200 to $300. Like I have a Phoenix Megalodon 608 with the Pen 60, and the Megalodon was, oh man, I think it was around $300. But I called them and I asked for a discount, and the guy gave me a 30% discount over the phone. So hopefully that can help you guys. Um, Armando, I'm mainly fishing the San Diego area, so I'll go off on the charter boats, and that's where I go ahead and fish. And the charter boats usually will go down to Mexico, or they'll go to Cortez Bank, Tanner Bank as the season progresses. So right now, the fish are usually in Cortez or Tanner Bank, and there's a lot of daytime fly lining because it's not that deep. Yeah. And then I see Charles here in the comments. So, what pound line for shore jigging? Mono or braid? Because braid might break off on the rocks and stuff. Yeah. So, if you're trying to shore jig, I would say that you definitely want to use, I would say, the braid setup. I don't know how big the tuna are that you're trying to shore jig. So I don't know, assume, let's say it's a 50-pound tuna, you probably want to have, I don't know, at least 65-pound braid. And then you would want to add a bite leader on top of that. Fluorocarbon would be my suggestion. And how, I guess, how much pound test for that would be, I don't know. Mm, I would also probably put it around like 60-pound fluoro, would be my suggestion. Really depends. But yeah, I wouldn't go straight braid for shore jigging, like you said, because the rocks will just break it off. Awesome. Hey, Eight Dirty Fishing, Cruz, good to see ya. I'll see you this weekend at Monterey. Awesome. Okay. So I'm gonna end the live. It was good seeing you guys. Thanks for joining. And yeah, go check out the jigs if you're interested. The How to Fish jigs. All right. Peace out.